Hey, what's going on, you guys? Your boy EsperReview back in effect with another video right now. You know what I'm saying? About 2 o'clock in the morning, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Reason being why I'm making a video this late because I just seen a video on the Insane Game Freak with this YouTube anime history. I think that's what the title is called. This video is just going to be a video response to him, going in depth about my history with anime, what anime got me into the whole genre of anime. So here we go. Now he mentioned, you know what I'm saying, he said let's talk about the anime shows that got you into anime entirely. But I didn't really run across an anime show that really just got me pumped to watch anime. I ran across an anime film that got me pumped to watch anime. But you know, there are certain shows that got me into it too, and I'm gonna get into that later on in the video. But let me just say, as an adolescent, you know, I always thought like animes were nothing but typical cartoons. I didn't know there was like a specific region. I didn't know Japan was making them and nothing. You know, I just figured all cartoons were pretty much the same. But as time went on and everything, I ventured off into different places. You know, I saw Voltron, which I didn't really know was like a Japanese anime, and you know, I was into Power Rangers, so live action Power Rangers, and what else? I was interested in a lot of shit. Transformers, which I didn't really know was pretty much a Japanese anime. I just thought everything was like a cartoon, you know. I didn't know that most of those animes or cartoons were made in Japan. But I just remember one day, you know, I have an uncle who's gifted at drawing. You know, he's pretty much like taught me the ropes on drawing and everything, and taking a lot of I've taken a lot of his styles, you know, when it comes to like drawing comic books and stuff, because I'm a big time artist if you haven't seen my artwork. But I just remember going into my uncle's room one day, man, and he had like a big box of movies and stuff, because he's like a movie junkie, man. He has a lot of like action movies and stuff. He has some old G.I. Joe cartoons from the 80s, and he has some Transformers stuff. Dude had a lot of stuff, man. I used to go in this room a lot. I know he got pissed off at me and everything, but I used to run in that dude's room a lot to see what kind of stuff he had, because he was unique, man. He kept to himself a lot. He drew a lot. He had a lot of pictures and stuff. But yeah, I just remember going into a box, and I remember like seeing these cool looking serious like case covers for these VHSs, man. Like they had cartoons on them, but they looked more realistic. And that's how I got introduced into stuff like Ghost in the Shell. I know I seen Ghost in the Shell up in there. I saw Akira. I saw Vampire Hunter D up in there. What else did I see? Wings of Oniyami's. You're probably not familiar with that, but I saw that one up in there. And the one that I saw first, the one that I grabbed out of the box and I popped in the VCR was Ninja Scroll. Now you guys heard me mention Ninja Scroll up in my previous video of favorite overlooked anime, since Ninja Scroll really doesn't get seen that much by the casual viewers of anime today, since everybody's into the big three and they don't really venture off and try to look at those classic quintessential animes. Ninja Scroll would have to be the one that I saw first that really just got me just riled up and kind of changed my whole aspect on cartoons, because I wanted more of that. What I saw, I saw a lot of bloodshed. I saw a lot of nudity, boobs, vag shots, action, sword slinging, different ninja techniques that I'm pretty sure Naruto was highly inspired by the way. If I didn't, yeah, I mentioned that in my earlier video too. And the realistic look of it, because you know, like back then in the 90s, the stuff that they were showing us on TV really didn't have like a realistic look to it. It wasn't that really serious, you know. They were just basically just kind of like gimmicky cartoons for kids, you know. You had stuff like Pokemon. You know, it really didn't have like a realistic look to it. Ninja Scroll was one of those animes that I just wanted more of, and after I saw that anime, man, I pretty much ran through the dude's whole box of animes that he had, man. I just ran through them. like which led to him like later on putting locks and shit on his door since he didn't really like that many people touching his stuff. But after I saw that, man, I just really got into anime, you know, and saw Akira right after that. Akira is worldwide known. Who doesn't know about Akira? A lot of parodies and shit have been made about Akira, man. Like even shows make Akira references of that, like South Park with Cartman's Trapper Keeper and shit, and how it led to him turning into this big blobby thing, man. If you guys remember that, and that Christmas special of Robot Chicken too, where Mrs. Claus got some kind of infection and shit, and it had Dragon Ball Z characters. It had Goku and Gohan and shit on there. You know, it had a lot of references. Kanye West's Stronger video would have to be another Akira references. A lot of stuff used from that. Saw that one too. Pretty much blew my mind away. Wanted more of it. That's how it was. I mean, the 1990s, you know, I think I was like at least 6 or 7, like in 1994. I remember watching those animes. I just got pumped on anime, man. Everything had to be anime. Especially like after seeing my uncle's collection, I wanted to get on his level, man. Like seriously, I had to get on the dude's level because he just had a lot of shitload of anime, and it became like a passion of mine to draw characters, draw anime characters and stuff. And I remember way before this internet sensation of like eBay and the right stuff and Amazon.com came along, man. I just remember, man, I wish we had that today. I wish shit like this didn't happen today, because the internet just has us spoiled, man. It's like, it's not the same feeling as it used to be. I remember going to Best Buy, man. I remember going to like Suncoast and all those other anime stores. Going in there not knowing about any anime, and just going out and just grabbing, just randomly picking something that looked cool, you know. That's how I got into it. I didn't go look up what kind of anime existed and what I should get, you know. Like you have motherfuckers on YouTube that tell you what you should get, you know, and certain sites and stuff tell you what this anime is rated, 9 out of 10 or whatever. You didn't have that, but that's what made it so good to be alive at that time. You didn't have any kind of reference to go by. You just went into like you went out on a limb. You know, you pretty much just grabbed the anime. If you liked it, you liked it, and if you didn't, you didn't. You know, that's how it was back then. You know, I remember the first anime that I bought. What was the first anime that I bought? I'm guessing it was Vampire Hunter D. You know, I think it was Vampire Hunter D. I remember. I think I bought that one first. Shit was off the chain. It was interesting. I like how anime characters and how there are different genres in the anime, like action, drama, ecchi, fantasy, hentai. Sad to say, you know, some hentai has a decent story to it, but you know, pretty derivative. You know how they just force like sexual scenes onto you, like. They have stupid logics that aren't explained well enough. Like Game Manic was saying about his first hentai experience and stuff, how some female had to masturbate to stop herself from transforming or something like that. I don't know, but you get the point. You know, hentais, man, they are just bad at like having a logic behind them. You know, they just pretty much just throw ecchi shit in front of you for nothing, like boobs and stuff like that. They throw that shit. I think one of the first ones I saw was Sailor Moon and the 7 Balls, or Sailor and the 7 Balls, which was like a crossover of Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon. I think I saw that one first, you know, because I remember. I think that's how like most of us found hentais, because we like went too far on the internet and we kind of slipped onto something that we weren't supposed to, and we ended up getting a kick out of it, and we always went back to that particular page. Like if you guys remember how you would just click that particular section on your favorites list and go back to it and just look at it, like when your hormones were out of whack and stuff. I don't know, I guess that was me, because I just saw a lot of shit, man, like stuff like Ghost in the Shell and Ninja Scroll with the nudity and stuff, like seeing Major Motoko naked for the first time at my age. It was a weird feeling, but I got a kick out of it for some reason. I mean, come on now. When you see a naked cartoon character, come on. But yeah, but later on down the line, you know, I started getting introduced into more animes like Pokemon and Digimon was another one. I would have to pick Digimon over Pokemon. Like Pokemon had a good effect on me because of that gimmicky feel to it, like the Poke Rap and the different characters and stuff, and then the games that came out, like the Game Boy Color games. But Digimon, it just had a cooler, I don't know, it just had a more lasting impression on me, especially like the first 3 seasons I was very into. And the cards just seemed more kick-ass too. Like, even though they weren't worth anything, the artwork on the cards for like Garurumon and Greymon and stuff, it just looked more kick-ass. And to see what kind of blood types they were, I was feeling that. And the main characters, the look that they had, I was liking that too. Like with the goggles and the big shoes and the cool little hip urban look. Digimon was the shit. You know what I'm saying? They had my boy Greymon, they had Metal Greymon, which I didn't get because the only one thing I didn't get about Digimon was why the fuck the character, like the monster, would be the same, but they would get like certain alterations, like how Greymon would turn into Meta Greymon. He'll have like a straight English voice, but then he'll go to this British accent when he gets the arm. He's like Meta Greymon. Ah. You know, I was like, man, what the fuck? Like Digimon, they pushed it with the voice acting, like when they were like basically the same character, but I liked it though. I was feeling that. I liked all those kind of like those animes that were based off of like video games and card games. Loved that. And another one, what was another one that I had got into? Monster Rancher. Monster Rancher, man. I got into that one right there. Whew. Loved everything about it. I mean, you can say what you want, like, about those intros and shit, about how they changed them up, how they didn't have the original Japanese intro, which we didn't know. You know, we just thought it was just, that's how the anime came. We thought that's how Pokemon came with their different music videos and shit and their different openings. We thought that's how everything was made. We didn't know that 4Kids was just tampering with stuff and twiddling everything around to accommodate the younger audience with the name adjustments and the different enunciations for names and stuff. I know I wasn't paying attention to it at that time, you know, but Monster Rancher was an awesome one too. Love Suizo, love Genki, the whole evil mood thing, which I don't know why don't nobody ever talk about Monster Rancher. I mean, that's what we need to get into. We need to get into some more discussions on these old cartoon and animes and stuff. I mean, you know, I like Monster Rancher because it had that cool commercial break theme, man. Like, it's like Pokemon, Monster Rancher, and Digimon. I always like had this like certain kind of that was the big 3 for me. Like, if you want to get into it, the big 3 would have to be Pokemon, Monster Rancher, and Digimon. Yeah, like I'll throw what's the name in there too. Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh. But I was feeling that Monster Rancher with that. Get a disc, take the risk, spin it fast, through the past, unlock it, claim it, you can tame it, unlock your disc. And man, you got me starting on some stuff now. But now the main like anime that I really just got hooked on was just like made the whole anime aesthetic, like Otaku Assemble says, like just made it just take off. I had to say it, I have to go ahead and put it out there. Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z, man, the Toonami era, Dragon Ball Z, and a whole lineup that they had on Toonami, like Outlaw Star, even Sailor Moon, which one of my friends, like, she was very into Sailor Moon. Aaron, if you're watching this video, you know I'm talking to you. Yeah, she was deep into that. Big O. I had to say the whole Toonami era really got me into anime, man. It really just molded me as a person. You know, it just made me integrate all of that stuff into my life. Like, I pretty much ingrained most of those personalities that I grew up on, like Goku, Roger Smith, Gene Starwin, Bit Cloud from Zoids, if you guys remember Zoids. I pretty much ingrained those personalities onto mine, man. It's like all of them are a part of me. They pretty much raised me, basically. Like Tom, Like the voice of Tom, you know, Steve Bloom, just having that personality, it pretty much raised me into the person that I am today. It was a great time to live in, man. Like for real, like who doesn't remember on Toonami, like getting all your shit done so you can just go ahead and have everything out of the way so nobody can mess with you. Lock your door, get your popcorn ready before Toonami starts, because you know you're not going to be out of your room for a long time. You're going to be pretty much secluded up in that area for a while when you're watching animes like Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball and all those other ones. I mean, who doesn't remember that? Getting chores done, making sure that you, like when somebody does call you like your mother, you rush and hurry up and see what she wants and then rush back to your room. Just an awesome time, man. Like I just enjoyed all of that. But sadly, sad to say, the times that we lived in back in the 90s, you really don't get that sensation anymore. I mean, I'm pretty biased against the animes that I've been suggested to watch, you know what I'm saying? Tried to get into One Piece, but like I'm so far behind because it's so canon. Like I explained to some of my friends, I'm slowly but surely getting into One Piece. You know, I remember watching One Piece back when it was a 4Kids dub, you know, trying to get into that. Into Naruto partially. I mean, I'm not as big a fan that I was like when part 1 was going on, but I am kind of a fan of the Shippuden series. I don't like it that much because of the music changes and stuff, and how dragged out it's become and how redundant it's become because they're focusing on the Naruto and Sasuke bond a lot. So yeah, I'm not really feeling that, but the internet is the main cause of it, and the lack of like shows just that are being shown on TV. It's lacking a lot of shows that used to be shown on TV. Like I think TV is the main source that we got for watching these animes, man. For real, like the shows aren't being aired as much, man. Like the Fox Box used to show some cool shit. I don't think, do they even have the Fox Box on anymore? I don't know. Like you guys tell me. Cause I remember watching Fighting Foodons, Ultimate Muscle, Yu-Gi-Oh, TMNT. A lot of animes, man. Even Escaflowne had its own time slot on Fox, if I'm not mistaken. But it's like you don't really have that many stations showing anime like they used to. Like we got Adult Swim and you got Sci-Fi Channel, Anna Mondays and stuff. So yeah, but just all that wrapped in a nutshell, man. Like I just remember that experience a lot. Just going into my uncle's room, just opening this big box and just beholding this holy grail, man. That's what I want to call it, like the holy grail of anime. It just pretty much molded me into the person that I am today, man. Just the whole exposure to that graphical, bloody, etchy nudity up in a cartoon. You know what I'm saying? And one more thing. Now he mentioned that back when he was younger that he did a lot of research on Dragon Ball Z, and I think all of us can relate to this. Going to your local library or just going home and getting on your computer and printing out Dragon Ball Z pictures. Who doesn't remember that? Like if you don't remember that, like if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan and you didn't do that, something is wrong, man. I used to print out a lot of Dragon Ball Z pictures and just draw them. I would just draw all day. Like I remember just selling Dragon Ball Z pictures that I drew and coloring them and entering them into art contests, man. Like who doesn't remember that, man? Like having a binder full of just Dragon Ball Z pictures. Like do you have like those binders that get tore up because you have like just crayon packed full of Dragon Ball Z pictures, man? They're just falling all over the place and you don't even know what you want to do with them. I remember that. You know, just going to the store and just buying anime, man. Just get all a little misty eyed, man. I need to stop. Good times. But yeah, that's just my whole story on how I got hooked into anime and, you know, what anime inspired me and just got me into the whole genre of anime, you know. This video response to my boy Game Manic, aka the Insane Game Freak. Hopefully we get some more video responses going. Let's try to get a little chain going. But this was mine. This is your boy EsperReview. I will catch you guys later. See ya.